Okay, today we will be discussing about discounts. But first, let us review what is markup all about, and then we will proceed to discounts. Okay, so when we say markup, it is just like the concept of increase. Ato ang gipadak-an ang certain value. So before ta mag-talk about markup, let's have first the difference between cost price and selling price, because ma-apply man diri ang word nga increase or the word markup. So when we say cost price, this is the original price paid to acquire or produce a product, and then selling price, this is the new price, the increased price. Si cost price, gidugangan nimo og markup to get your selling price. Okay, so naatay increase ani. So that is the concept of markup, commonly known as markup percentage. Okay, so let's talk about markup. It is the amount added to the cost price to determine the selling price. Pareha sa ato ang gigama ganina. Okay, so the formula of it, we have it here. Selling price. To get the selling price, you have cost price plus cost price times markup percentage. Like, pila man ang percentage sa cost price ang imuang idugang. Let's have an example. So a store buys a shirt for 20 pesos and marks it up by 75%. So ang buhaton na nimo ana is of course the formula for selling price kay katong cost price, di ba? Atong cost price is 20. Dugangan daw nimo og what is our markup percentage? 75. So dugangan nimo og 75% of 20. Okay, so you'll have 20 plus what is 75% rather of 20, that is 15. So add them up, so you'll have your markup 35 pesos. This is your markup or this is your increase. So ninana ra siya kasayon. Okay, what would be the selling price if the markup was 100%? So just use the same formula that we have been using for increase. Ang kalahian lang karon is nausob na ang mga terms. Instead of new price, ang atong gamiton kay selling price. So to get the selling price, ang buhaton lang is the cost price. What is the cost price originally? That is 20 pesos. Dugangan daw natog 100% of your cost price. So that is dugangan nato og cost price or 100% of cost price. That is 1. Ganong 1 man. Okay, from 100%, make it to decimal, move to decimal places, so you got 1. So you'll have 20 plus 20, so the new selling price now is 40 pesos. That is the concept of markup. You can also use the old formula that we've always been using, like, okay, we can have selling price is equal to, so you have your old price 20 times 1 plus your markup rate, or we can also call that inflation rate. Pwede na po siya dato i-associate with inflation rate. So that is 0.75. So you'll have 20 times 1.75. Okay, you still have the same answer, that is 35 pesos. Okay, you can use that solution as well. Okay, we also have this computing markup percentage. This is just like solving for the percentage increase or the inflation rate. The process is the same. Okay, so you can use this formula. For example, let's have this one. The new selling price here is 35. The new price for the selling price is 35. We also have the cost price, which is 20. Okay, what if lang? What if wala ta kabalo nga ang markup percentage is 75%? How to get 75%? So we're just going to use this formula. See new price, which is our selling price, 35, minus your cost price, which is 20. So mura ra kag nangita sa ni-increase or decrease. Okay, so we've got cost price, which is 20 pesos. So from 20, it became 35. So nidako siya. That means ang pangitaon na to kay ang percentage increase or the markup percentage. So, pila may increase ani? Diba? From 20, nahimo siyang 35. Pila man ang increase dayon niya? That is 15. Then afterwards, you divide it by the original price. Now, that is what we call the cost price, which is 20 pesos. So, 15 divided by 20, okay, that will be 0.75. Now, make it into percentage form. Times 100 times 100. So that means you have 75%. So ninanaon ra siya. If you're given duha ka buok price, then ganahan ka nga mahibaw-an pila ya ang percentage, so you use this formula. Okay, let's have this one. A jeweler buys a necklace for 4,000 pesos and marks it up by 200%. So we use the same formula. See cost price plus what is 200% of our cost price. So you'll have 4,000 plus 200% of 4,000, that means 4,000 times 2. So you have 8,000 pesos. Combine them, you will have your new selling price as 12,000 pesos. So the necklace will be sold, of course, for 12,000. Now, what if you want to make a 10,000 pesos profit? What percentage markup should they use? So when we say the word profit, that means kaning profit or kaning 10,000, igo ra nato ni siya gidugang sa ato ang puhunan. Gidugang nato ni siya sa puhunan nato, which is unsa atong puhunan? 4,000 pesos. Now, ang pangitaon daw is what is the percentage markup. Okay, using the profit, we know that profit could also be called the word increase. So, kabaluta nga ang ni-increase or ang difference sa ato ang products kay or sa ato ang cost price and selling price kay 10,000 pesos. So, this is your increase. Erase. So this is your increase. So that means you divide your increase by the original price, which is 4,000 pesos. So you'll have 10,000 divided by 4,000. So that is 2.5 times 100. You'll have 250%. So the markup percentage to use now is 250%. Na naglibog mo anong 10,000 diri. So ana maganda siya. Your cost price is 4,000 pesos. Now you want to make a profit of pilang profit? That is 10,000 pesos. So that means ang imo ang selling price kay 14,000 pesos. So to get your increase, di ba ang buhaton? Selling price minus cost price. You divide it by your cost price. Then, times 100. Diba mo ni ang naadiri sa formula? This one. So, of course, 10,000 no, not 10,000 rather, sorry. So, of course, your selling price, which is 14,000, minus your cost price, which is 4,000, you'll have 10,000 pesos. This is your profit. Divided by your cost price times 100, you'll have 2.5 or 250%. Okay, the process for this one is the same. You can use the same formula. That is 100 minus 80 divided by cost price. What is your cost price? 80. Then times 100. So you'll have 20 over 80 times 100. 20 divided by 80, that is 0.25 times 100, you will have 25%. Okay, next process is still the same. Pangitaon gihapon ang markup percentage. So that means 150 minus 120 divided by your cost price, which is 120. So you'll have 30 over 120. So 30 divided by 120, you'll have 0.25 or 25%. Okay, this one, you're going to use the formula for finding the selling price or finding the new price. Okay, basta mag-memorize mo daghang formula, you don't need to memorize a lot of formula. Balik-balik ka na siya ang formula na usab lang kay ang words nga gamiton. Now, kay new price man ang gipangita sa may buhaton. So, si old price or si cost price, 200 pesos. Dugangan ra daw siya nimo og 30%. So, that means 200 times 30%. So, 200 plus, unsa may 30% ni 200. So that is 60. So you'll have 260. Now that is the new price. Or you can also have the other method. 200 times 1 plus 0.30. So 200 times 1.30, you'll have 260. The same answer. Now let's discuss discounts. So when we say markup, diba, that is up. Dugangan ang amount. When we say discount, this is a reduction. Kabalo naman tayo ng discount. Makuhaan ang presyo sa ato ang pamaliton. So, makatipid ta. So, it is a reduction from the original price of an item. So, the formula is to get the discounted price, original price, minus. Nganong minus, let's always remember nga kung discount, decrease na siya, makuhaan. That is why minus ang atong gamiton. Subtraction, because when we say discount, that is reduction. Makuhaan. Mao nang minus always basta kay discounts. Pag discounts, automatic minus. So, original price, minusan nato kung pila ang percentage sa ato ang price. Okay, let's use that formula here. Okay, so selling price is 1,000. Then you have daw 20% discount. Unsaon man nato na siya pagkuha. Okay, let's have the example here. You can have it as, diba, selling price. Since it is discount, you use minus. What is the 20% of your selling price? So that is 1,000 minus 20% of 1,000. Okay, that is 200. So your final price now is 800 pesos. But you can also use this formula. So to get your discounted price, original price, 1,000 times 1 or 100%. So 100% or tibuok nga presyo, minusan nato og pila to atong discount? Kay minusan daw nato og balig 20%. So that is minus 0.20. So si 100% minusan nato og 20%. Pila may bilin ana? 80%. So, balig 80% na lang ang imuang bayadan. So, that is 1,000 times 0.80. Okay, ana man siya ang pagsabot ani. Tibuok nga presyo, that is 100%. Makuhaan daw na siya og balig 20% sa price. Maoday na ang bagong presyo nga imong bayadan. So 20% discount, kuwao na to na siya sa 100%, ang bilin 80%. So 80% ni 1,000, mauna lang imong bayadan, which means 800 na lang ang imong bayadan. So you can think it as si 100% minusan na to kung pila ka percent atong discount. If naatay 30% discount, so si 100% minus 30%, that is 70%. So that is 0.70. So naon na nato siya. Okay, let's have successive discounts. Ang sanang successive, magka sunod-sunod. Okay, sunod nga discounts. That is successive discounts or consecutive discounts. Okay, gikan sa iyahang term, sunod-sunod, so you apply first kung unsay una, adisir ka mo sunod sa ikaduha nga discount. So for example, kini 2,000 pesos. Okay, so si 2,000 pesos, naa daw kay 15% discount and naa po kay 10%. So unho na to, kuha ang 15% discount. Let's apply first the 15% discount. Ay ha, sunod si 10% discount. So to get that, 2,000 minus what is 15% of 2,000. So you'll have 2,000 minus 15% of 2,000, 300. So 2,000 minus 300, that is 1,700. Now using this amount, mo na dayon siya itong kuhaan na pod og or i-applyan na pod og 10% discount. So that means 17,000 minus 10% discount, no? So what is the 10% of 1,700? So 1,700 minus 170. So you'll now pay 1,530 pesos only. So na pag-apply si successive discounts. Sunod-sunod. Kung unsay una, mo ay gamiton nato ay ha ang sunod to get the discounted price, which is 1,530. Okay. So let's apply the other way of computing this one. Katong si 2,000 times, okay, naatay 15% discount. So that means 100% minus 15%, pila man? That is 85%. So may mahitabo, 0.85. Pwede po katong 1 minus 0.15. So the answer is still 0.85. So 2,000 times 0.85. So the answer is 1,700. Now, humanagwan kuha si 1,700. Let's proceed to 10% of 1,700. So that means 1,700. So si 100%, minusan daw nato og 10%. So pila na lang bilin atong bayadan? That is 0.90. So 90% na lang ni 1,700 ang imong bayaran. So times 0.90. So that means you'll pay 1,530. So let's discuss about calculating original prices. So unsa man na siya? Ang bago nga price, ibalik nato sa original nga price. So sa itong process ani, of course, we're going to use division. Basta gikan gani sa new price, pabalik sa original price. Ang gamito nato nga process kay division. Okay, for this case, mani ang formula. To get the original price, discounted price, divide it by 1 minus discount percentage. So for example, let's have kani nga example. Kabalutaan ni nga si 1,000. Butangan natong 20% discount, the answer is 800. So what if ang imong nahibaw-an is the selling price or the new price, which is pila to? 800 pesos. Then you know that the discount is 20%. Was it? Okay, you know nga 20%. Now the question is, what is the cost price? Saan ang pagkahibalo? So, we use the process division. So, ibuhaton to get the original price or the cost price or cost price. Ang buhaton is si discounted price. Diba ang ato ang selling price na discounted price kay kani? Si 800. Okay, so si discounted price, which is 800, you divide it by sa kung unsa man tong kani nga process. Kani niya 1 minus 0.20. So diba 1 minus 0.20 or kaya 100% minus an og 20%. So you'll have 800 divided by 0.80. So you'll have 800 divided by 0.80. So the answer is 1,000. So now, nabalik na ta sa ato ang original price. From 1,000, lapata na to og 20% discount. The answer is 800. Now, gikan ni 800, kabaluta nga 20% ang iyang discount, o sa man ang original price. So, na ang answer kay 1,000. So, the process dito ni consecutive kaniniya, ni successive or consecutive discount, the same ra gihapon. Sugod ka sa pinaka-last nga gihatag, which is kani 10%, then 15%. Okay, ang process ani nga nahitabo, si 2,000, gilapata nato, i-applyan nato first sa 15% discount. So, that is 1 minus 0.15. The answer is 0.85. The answer is 1.7 dayon. And then you apply the 10% discount. So that is 1 minus 0.10, you'll have 0.90. Ang final answer dayon kay 1,530. Now, unsa tong buhaton kung gikan ni 1,530 ibalik nato siya ni 2,000. Unsaon man ang process? So, ang process is still division. Okay, let's have this for example. You know the new price is 1,530 pesos. Ganahan ka ibalik atong sa original price, which is 2,000. So what if wala ka kabalo nga 2,000? But you know nga ang discounts applied are 15% and then 10% successive discounts. Okay, sakto la. 10% successive discounts. Unsa man ang atuang buhaton? Kay you use division. So, apply first ni si 10%. Kung unsay pinaka-last dire, if pabalik na bitaw siya, like gikan ni 1,530, ibalik nato siya sa iyaang original price. Ang atong gamiton kay division. Okay, from new price, pabalik sa original, we will use division. Okay, pag original, going to new price, we will use multiplication. Understood? Okay, so for this part, apply first kung unsa ang pinaka-last. Diba, if sa dira, nag-start ta ni 15 to 10. Karon magsugod ta ni 10% padulong ni 15%. Okay, so let's have the new price, which is 1,530, you divide it by this one. Tamag so good. So 1 minus 0.10. So 1,530 divided by 0.90. The answer is 1,700. So let's check this out. So here, sakto, nanatay 1,700. Then we apply the next discount, which is in this case, this one, si 15%. So si 1,700 divided by 1 minus 0.15, 1,700 divided by 1 minus, 1 minus 0.15, that is 0.85. So 1,700 divided by 0.85, you got, okay. So ang ato ang original price now is 2,000 pesos. Okay, from 1,530, nabalik na to siya og 2,000. So the ani nga part is from 2,000, nahimo siyang 1,530. So bali-bali running discounts. After discount, iyahang price 60. Then kabalota nga natay 25% discount. Unsa man ang original price? Katong mas dako ni 60. So 60 divided by 1 minus, you know nga 25%. So minus 0.25, that is 0.75. So 60 divided by 0.75, the answer is 80. Now that is your original price, 80 pesos. Okay, so let's have this. After discount, we know nga ang new price is 45. Okay, we know also na naay 40% discount. Now, what is the original price? So, ang buhaton ra nato is 45. If pabalik, unsay buhaton sa pabalik sa original, you use division. So, 45 divided by 40%. So, that means 1 minus 0.40. So, 45 divided by 0.60. So, your answer is 75 pesos. So, ninana siya pabalik. Now, what if, let's check if the answer ba is 45 if ma-discount na siya. So, for example, original price is 75. Then, you know, you have 40% discount. What is the new price? Okay, to get the new price, unsa to'y buhaton? 75 pesos times 1 minus, di ba minus kay discount man, 1 minus 0.40. So, you'll have 75 times 0.60. So, what is 60% of 75? So, times 0.60. Okay, the answer is 45 pesos. So, ana ra siya. Pagbali-bali. Okay, for this one, 8,000 pesos and then you have 30% discount. What is the sale price or what is the discounted price? So that means cost price 8,000 minus 30% of 8,000, that is 2,400. So you'll have 5,600. You can also have this method, 8,000 pesos times pila ang discount, 30%. So that is 1 minus 0.30. Pila na lang ka percentage imong bayadan? 100 minus 30%. That is 70% or 0.70. So that is 5,600. So the same answer. So bisan asa nga method gamiton, the same answer ra gihapon ang mogawas. Okay, what if ang gihatag is 5.6? Okay, what if ang gihatag 5.6? Wala ka kabalo sa original price. So let's say new price ang gihatag, which is 5,600. Then we know nga applied here is a 30% discount. So ito ang buhaton, pabalik sa original price. Okay, that is correct. You use division. So mahitabo 5.6 divided by 1 minus 0.30. So 5.6 divided by 0.70. The answer is 8,000. So this is your original price. Okay? The same goes with this one. How much would you save if 10,000 pesos item was discounted by 45? So magbantay ta sa word ha, how much would you save? So that means kung pila daw imong matipid. So to get that, ang buhaton ra kay unsa man ang 45% ni item. Pila man ang 45% ni item? So that is 4,500. So kani ang imuang matipid. Kaya di ba ang mahitabo is 10,000 minus 4,500. So instead of 10,000 imong bayadan, makabayad na lang ka og 5,500. So pila man daw imong matipid? Ang matipid nimo kay 4,500. Kaya imong bayadan na lang man kay 5,500 na lang man. Consecutive discount, the same ra gihapon adtong ganina. So a 2,000 pesos coat gets a 20% discount and then an additional 100 pesos off. Unsa may buhaton? 22,000 rather minus 20% of 2,000, that is, what is 20% of 2,000? Times 0.20, you have 400. So 2,000 minus 400, the answer is 1,600. So kana si 1,600, mao na po i-applyan nimo og 10% off. So 1,600 minus what is 10% of 1,600? That is 160. So the answer is 1,440. So mao ang imuang bayadan. 1,440. Now, is it the same with a single 30% discount? Diba, pag may nunta og 20% plus 10%, the answer is 30. Parehas ba siya if idiretso na to siya 30%? Now, the answer is no. Anong no man? Let's have it here. So, 2,000 times 1 minus 0.30. So, gamito na to, i-automatic na to siya nga 30% discount. Is the answer will still be the same. So, 1 minus 0.30, that is 0.70. So, okay, the answer is 1,400. Okay, they are not the same. So, dili pwede nga kung maingon nga 20% discount, then an additional 10% discount, idiretso nimo og 30%. Dili siya pwede. Kay lahi ang ilaang answer. Okay, gets? Okay, let's have last example for discounts. For example, you got 500 pesos with 5% discount, then 50 pesos off. Unsaon man na siya? As I've said, you start with unsay una gihatag, paingon sa ikaduha nga gihatag. So you apply first 5%. So how to do that? 500,000. Apply the 5%. So 1 minus 0.05. So 500 times 0.95. Ang bayadan na lang nimo kay 475 pesos. Ay ha, na po nimo i-apply si 50 pesos off. Okay, let's have it. So 475 minus 50, the answer is 425 pesos. Now, let's try it pabalik. Unsaon man na siya pagbalik? As I've said, you start sa pinaka-last nga gihatag, going sa pinakauna nga gihatag. Unsaon man na siya if gipangayo kay original price. Kabalo ta nga 425, di ba? Yaang price, we know that it is 425. Yaang new price. What is the original price? So, ang buhaton, 425. You start with here. Pinaka-last gihatag. So, kay gikwaan man na siya og 50, ang buhaton plus 50. So, you'll have 475. That is correct. Okay, so now since it is going to the back to the original price, we use division. So, si 475, divide it by the original, with the 475, divide it by 1 minus 0.05, which is 0.95. Okay, the answer is 500 pesos. Now, what if mangutana mo, dili day pwede ma'am nga mag-una dito sa 5%. I have mag 50 pesos off. Dili siya pwede because the answer is different. For example, 4 to 5. Muuna ka og uli og 5% discount. Ibalik nimo. So, you divide it by, you divide it by 0.95. So, my answer, 4 to 5. Okay, the answer is 447.37. Now, let's add 50 pesos. So, 447.37 plus 50. Okay, naman tayo 50 pesos off. Plus 50. Okay, the answer is not the same. Wala siya nabalik sa 500. 497 na siya. Kulang siya. So, that is why if gikan sa new price pabalik sa original price, you start jud with sa pinaka last nga gihatag. In this case, 50 pesos off. So, mag-una jud ta sa 50 pesos off. Ay sa katong 5% discount. Okay na? Gets? Or you need another example? Okay, for example, you have 480 pesos with 15% discount and 50 pesos off. So, sa may buhat new price, you start with gikan sa pinakauna paingon sa pinaka-last, left to right. So, you'll have, okay, so what is the process here in finding the new price? So, you use multiplication. And since it is finding the new price, so you start from kinaunhan padulong sa last, from left to right. So that means 480, we use multiplication. So 1 minus 0.15, you apply the 15% discount. So that means 480 times 0.85. 480 times 0.85. Okay, that is 408. And then you apply the 50 pesos off. 408 minus off man 50 pesos. You will have 358. So this is now your new price. Now, how about if ang imong nahibawan kay kani si new price? You know that the new price is 358. Then you know that applied here is the 15% discount. This 358 is after 15% discount and 50 pesos off. What is the original price? Okay, so since it is original price, unsa ang gamiton? division. So that means new price, 358. Divide it by, okay, so that means 358. And then as I've said, if pabalik na siya sa original price o sa gamiton, you start from pinaka-last going to pinaka-una. Unsa may pinaka-last? 50 pesos off. So 358, what is the opposite of off? Plus. Okay, dugangan. So that is plus 50, you will have 408. So this is correct na, right path na ta. Then 408, you apply next after 50 pesos off the 15% discount. So of course, division gihapon, so you divide it by 1 minus 0.15. So 408 divided by 0.85 divided by 0.85. Okay, so you'll have 480 pesos. So naanaon ra siya pag paingon and then pag pabalik. That is all. I hope you learned something. Bye.